The most precious gift, a story I learned from my grandmother. Once a long time ago, there was a sultan who had the most beautiful daughter. He loved her beyond love. And he was so proud of her, because she was an accomplished young woman, that he said that the only man who could court her was someone who brought him the most precious gift in the world. Because to him, his daughter was the most precious gift to him. So men came from all over the world. There were kings and princes, dukes and earls. There were great sultans, great warriors, learned men, doctors. Everyone came with precious gifts. They brought the sultan gold. He said, "What do I need of gold? I have an entire room full of gold." They brought him silver. "I have a room full of silver." They brought him precious jewels. "I have a mountain of precious jewels." They brought him horses. He says, "My stable has 500 horses, saddles of gold, stirrups of silver. What do I need with more horses?" And soon they all stopped bringing him gifts. But way up north in the mountains of Turkey, there was an old king. And the king had 3 sons. And one day he woke up and he called them into his room. He said, my sons, this is so wonderful. I had a dream last night." Well, he says, "Father, what was your dream?" "I dreamt that one of you married the sultan's princess." "Oh, that's wonderful. Which one of us?" He said, "I don't remember. I woke up. But I do know it's going to be one of you. So I'm going to give you each a sack of gold. And I want you to find the most precious gift in the world and marry the princess." And so he gave each of his sons a sack of gold. Now these were not just 3 brothers. These were 3 friends. They truly loved each other as brothers and friends. And so they decided to look together. And they all had heard about rumors that there was a village way up in the mountains. And this village had magical powers. And they thought, maybe we could find the most precious gift in the world there. So they mounted their horses and off they went. And they found the village. And as they came through, there was a huge plaza. They tied their horses up. And there was a road going that way, and a road going that way, and a road going straight down the middle. And the older brother said, "I'll take the middle road." He turned to the middle brother, said, "You take the road on the right. The younger brother, you take the road on the left. We'll meet back here in 1 hour, and we'll see who can purchase the most precious gift in the world." So the older brother went down that middle road. Now in those days, in cities and towns, all the gold merchants were on one street, all the silversmiths on another, all the carpenters on another street, all the blacksmiths on another. So it was easy to find what you were looking for, because they had the street of the blacksmiths, and the street of the ironworkers, and the street of this, and the street of that. And he went down that middle street, and it was a street that only sold mirrors. Every shop sold mirrors. Tiny little mirrors that you could only see your eyeball. Huge mirrors that covered a whole wall. And so he went from shop to shop to shop. Oh, they're beautiful mirrors. Some of them were etched in silver. Others had golden frames, but they were just mirrors. When he got to the last shop, he was looking at some mirrors on the table, and he heard a voice. "You, what do you want?" And he turned around. There was a little man with long black hair, long black beard, long black coat, and a pointy hat. He said, "Well, excuse me, sir, I was looking at the mirrors." "Well, what do you want?" "Well, I don't think you can help me." "Oh, I'm too stupid to help you, am I?" "Oh, no, sir, I didn't mean that." "Well, I'm looking for the most precious gift in the world." "Oh, it's in the back room, come on." And the young man said, "What?" "It's in the back room, come on." "Is that slower for you?" "Yes, sir." And he followed the old man into the back room. And he rustled around on the table, and he came with a mirror about this big, with a plain copper frame. And he said, "Here it is, most precious gift in the world." It's a mirror. It's a plain, ordinary mirror. He says, "That, young man, is a magic mirror." What does it do? If you want to see someone, you think of them, look into the mirror, and you'll see them. Really? Think of your father. So he did. And the mirror clouded over. And when the clouds disappeared, there was his father sitting at his writing table. can't believe it. Pretty wonderful, isn't it? How much is it? 1 sack of gold. He reached in his pocket, gave the old man the sack of gold, said, thank you so much, and he ran out the door. Now, the middle brother went down the road on the right and found that that was a street that only sold carpets. Every single store sold carpets. They were beautiful carpets made of wool and silk, the colors of the rainbow, made in far-off places, but they were just carpets, till he got to the last shop. And he's looking around, and he hears a voice. You, what do you want? Little man about this tall. Long black hair, long black beard, long black coat, and a pointy hat. Well, I'm looking at some carpets. Yeah, what do you want? Well, I don't think you can help me. Little man says, this runs in the family, doesn't it? Okay, never mind. Are you looking for the most precious gift in the world? How did you know? It's in the back room, come on. So the middle brother followed him, and they got to the back room, and there was a carpet that was rolled up, and the old man unrolled it and said, there it is, most precious gift in the world. It's a carpet. It's just a rug. It's used. It's stained. He says, that is a magic carpet. How so? Sit on it. The young man did as he was told. He sat on the carpet. The old man said, close your eyes and think of your father. So he closed his eyes, thought of his father. When he opened his eyes, he was in his father's room, and there his father was at the writing table. The father looked up and said, what are you doing here? He said, I don't know. I was in this room with this old man in the carpet store. And the minute he said that, he was back in the carpet store. And the old man said, pretty wonderful, huh? Anywhere you want to go, you think of the person, think of the place, and you're there. How much? 1 bag of gold. So he gave him the bag of gold, rolled it up, and he walked out the door. Now the younger brother, he had a problem, as younger brothers always do in these stories. He went down a street that only sold fruits and vegetables. There were wonderful fruits and vegetables. There were avocados to die for. Apples as big as your head. But they were just fruits and vegetables. And he finally got to the last shop. He was looking around when he caught something moving behind him from the corner of his eye, and he spun around, and there was a little man about this tall, long black hair, long black beard, long black coat, and a pointy hat. And he said to the little man, good morning, sir, how are you? And the little man went, fine. I was wondering if you could help me. What? He said, I'm looking for the most precious gift in the world. And the little man looked at him, and he mumbled to himself, this one's different. He said, it's in the back room, son, come on. And they walked in the back room, and he said, here it is, most precious gift in the world. And it was a very large lemon. The young man took it and said, that's wonderful, how much is it? He said, it's a bag of gold. And the young man reached in his pocket, took out the bag of gold, and handed it to the man, and said, thank you so much. And as he turned to walk away, the old man said, don't you want to know what it does? Oh yeah, that would be helpful. What does it do? Well, you see, if someone's very ill, even if they're on death's doorstep, you squeeze the juice of this lemon into a glass and have them drink it. And when they drink it, they'll be cured. But remember, it only works once. The young man smiled and said, thank you. And he ran back to meet his brothers. Now you may not think this is odd, but I do, that all 3 brothers met at the same time. The older brother said, boys, I hope you got me a wedding present, because I have the most precious gift in the world. The younger brother said, no, I think it's me. And the youngest brother said, it could be me. And the older brother said, I have a magic mirror. I can see anybody I want to in the world. The middle brother said, I have a magic carpet. I can go anywhere I want to in the world. And the youngest brother said, I have a lemon. The typical answer from the youngest brother. They said, a lemon? Oh, it's a magic lemon. It'll cure any disease. Did you try it out? Well, I'm not sick, am I? Well, we tried ours out. How do you know yours even works? He said, don't worry, I trust the man. And so the older brother said, I'm going to see what the princess looks like. And so he thought of the princess. The clouds covered the mirror, and then they swept away, and there was a princess, but she wasn't laughing. She wasn't walking in the garden. She was lying in bed, surrounded by doctors who were shaking their heads. No. He said, she's sick. She could be dying. We have to get there with your lemon. Everybody on the carpet. And they all jumped on the carpet, and the oldest brother said, don't forget that lemon. And the youngest reached over to a table where he had put it, and they took off. They closed their eyes. When they opened them, they were in the princess's bedroom. The Sultan pulled out his sword and said, what are you doing in my daughter's room? He said, wait, with my magic mirror I saw that your daughter was sick. With my brother's magic carpet, we got here in seconds. And with my youngest brother's magic lemon, boy, I hope this works, we're going to cure her. And so the doctor squeezed the juice of the lemon into a cup. She drank it. Her eyes opened and the fever disappeared and she was well. But now, who has the most precious gift? Was it the older brother with the mirror that saw she was sick? Was it the middle brother whose carpet brought them there in seconds? Or was it the youngest brother whose lemon cured her, but now it was gone? But he didn't have to make a decision. For you see, the princess made the decision for him. She said, Father, the mirror and the carpet are wondrous gifts, but the most precious gift of all is life. And that's what the youngest brother gave me. And so, the youngest brother became a prince, and eventually one day a king, a sultan. But the middle brother and the older brother took their mirror and their magic carpet, and they had a lifetime of adventures. Now, when I told the story back to my grandmother one day, I said to her, but Noni, it just doesn't seem right that the other two brothers didn't get anything from their magic gifts except a lifetime of adventure. What's that? And I said, what was the most precious gift? Was it the lemon? And Grandma said, no. Was it the mirror? No. Was it the flying carpet? No. What was it? She said, the most precious gift in that story, Daniel, was the love between the three brothers that allowed them to work together. And so may it be for you.